for your instructions to start boarding. SAV-96 parking 1 for ground service. Ready to embark passengers.
Nice to meet you, Captain.
Hello, everyone. Please give your warmest welcome to our passenger, Mr. Payne. This passenger is in vacation with some relatives for a few days. The service must be impeccable. Have a nice trip.
All right. So we won't be doing the full flight. We will just be getting to the cruise altitude of 40,000 feet, and then we'll be skipping to landing. That's been sent over to the FMS. Let's do that. We'll go to legs, discontinuity to get rid of. Oh look, there's a waypoint called COVID. That's funny. Yeah, to get rid of your discontinuities to make sure that the plane flows through all waypoints. That's if you're doing the full flight. You have to click on the waypoint after, then click on the discon, execute. You see that change? And now we're all the way through. That is funny. There's a waypoint called COVID. That's hilarious. Right. On, wing on, factory light on. On. Beautiful. We'll go for screen 2. That. Weather and terrain on. Yep. Same with this weather and terrain. Yep. I think we're good to go. FMS check, flights check. Oh yes.
Kilo Mike Tango, Juliet traffic, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy is taxiing to runway 13. Kilo Mike Tango Juliet.
Nav, virtual feed, VNav, will climb at 2,000 feet per minute. Oh yes, one more thing. We are now good to go. Flaps set to 15. Nice sunrise here in Colorado. Beautiful. Alright. Get out of there.
Kilo Mike Tango, Juliet traffic, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha, Victor 906 Heavy, taking off runway 13.
Why is it making us backtrack? We should have gone down that taxi over there. Looks like we've got a backtrack.
Estimated flight time to Fort Payne
This is not enough runway.
2 hours 25 minutes. We remind you to keep your seatbelt fastened. Thank you for your attention, and let's have a great flight.
which is what he wanted us to do anyway. Yep. Look at this. That's the one thing about Colorado. Mountains everywhere. Look at that. Surrounded by high peaks all over the place. Interesting. I think that is a taxiway there, you know, on dirt. Alright, flaps set. Lights. That. Seatbelt lights, smoking light. That. FMS. Let's double check all of that actually before we get in there. GNC first waypoint. GNC. Beautiful. Alright, we are good to go. Turned around. We're just going to do a rolling start, which is one of these.
V1, rotate.
Rotate. V2, positive right. Gear going up. Well, this is interesting. Flaps going up. Right or left? Let's go right. Because I know there's mountains all around us.
Denver Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy is type Cessna C25C, 1 miles west of Charlie Delta 47, 8,000. Request flight following.
Beautiful. Got these T-cups.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy, Denver Center. Squawk 6147. Contact 3 miles northeast of 7 Charlie Oscar 2, 11,900. Altimeter tree 0 tree.
Still hand flying.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy.
There's the airport.
Denver Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy. 2 miles north of 7 Charlie Oscar 2, 14,200. Request IFR
feet off the rudder pedals.
Niner. Ready to copy.
It's all the plane.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy is cleared to 4 Alpha Niner Airport as filed. Squawk 6147.
Yeah, with this plane, there's no auto thrusters as far as I know, so
Sierra Alpha Victor
I watched this
906
part of
Heavy
the screen
cleared
here.
to 4 Alpha.
Let's get that
Niner
into
Airport is
climb.
filed. Squawk 61
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy. Read back correct. Radar contact 15,900.
Heading towards brick.
Altimeter tree 0 tree tree. Continue to brick following heading tree 00. Proceed on course.
Next
Climb and
waypoint,
maintain flight
brick.
level 410.
410. Let's get that to 410. Once we get to our cruise altitude of 410, I can then skip to descent.
Resume own navigation. Climb and maintain flight level 410. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy.
Colorado, boy, nothing but mountains. Beautiful though. Now that these numbers here are flashing, we hit this button, barometrics, that would then reset the altitude so it's in sync. Beautiful. That waypoint is brick. Correct on GNC, correct. Watching the speed.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy contact Denver Center on 125.675. Good day.
.675. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy. Denver Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy is passing flight level 215, climbing flight level 410. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy contact Denver Center on 134.5. Good day. Going to 134.5. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy. Denver Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy is at flight level 245, climbing flight level 410.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy, Denver Center.
can see it's making the turn too soon, so I've got to change that and set the heading so that it flies towards the waypoint it needs to first. Otherwise, what will happen is the mission steps won't collaborate properly, so I now know we need to fly exactly. GNC's over there. So we need to fly towards GNC, get that waypoint out of the way. This is good that this has happened, because now I can show people what to do when this happens. So let's head towards GNC. Once we hear the noise telling us that we've hit that waypoint, so what's next? What is the next waypoint? The next waypoint is grip, which is already in. So what I'll do, I'll go direct grip, execute that. Once we manually get to GNC, which I'm setting now, which we've now done, now I can hit nav mode. And what I will do, now that I've hit nav mode, I will go direct again, click on grip, execute, and now the plane has taken over and it's going to try and head towards grip. Got quite the turning to do. Taking such a long time to make this turn. As you can see, the plane is making the turn, it's just doing it extremely slowly. Now let's get VNAV turn back on. Bring that nose down a bit. That should help. Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen videos before, but just ignore the blue boxes. Those blue boxes out there, ignore them. Just use your FMS. Once you're familiar with using this computer and how to direct your plane, you won't even need those boxes out there. Just every now and again, like what just happened, you'll use your map to make sure that you're going in the right direction. Because sometimes the FMS will skip a waypoint, like it just did, and start turning too early. So in that time, you just use your heading, set your heading towards the waypoint you need to get to. Once it's gotten to that waypoint, you can then turn on the nav mode again and enter whatever waypoint it is you were supposed to go to next, like what I just did. Just hopefully when you do it, your plane turns a lot more quicker than my one is, because this is turning very slowly. I'm guessing it's because of the altitude and speed we're at. We're watching our speed. Almost at 41,000 feet. Once we get there, I'm just gonna skip to descent. Finally facing the right way. If I'm not mistaken, that's the airport that we took off from. I believe it is.
LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy contact Denver Center on 125.675. Good day.
Going to 125.675. LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy. Denver Center, LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy is passing flight level tree 85, climbing flight level 410. LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy, Denver Center, radar contact continue.
It's interesting the way that the plane is correcting itself. So instead of flying at a diagonal angle for the flight route, it's flying directly at it. And by that, you can see that here. See, we're flying directly at the line as opposed to going at it at a diagonal attack. Let's see what it does. I can already see we're starting to turn. Yep.
Altitude.
That means we're 1,000 feet away from our sound altitude. With an airport called 4A9, something tells me it's not going to be the longest of runways in the world. So this is going to be an interesting landing. Almost and now we're back on track. Yep. And now the plane has beautifully lined itself up. Alright, let's skip to landing. That should be interesting, I do think.
Autopilot.
Autopilot off.
Currently at 50% fuel capacity, Captain.
Goodness. Load right down.
Atlanta Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy would like to cancel IFR.
Landing lights. I can see the runway just about.
Alpha Niner traffic. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy. 9 miles northeast. 3600. Inbound to land. Runway 22 for Alpha Niner.
Now, if you know that you need help guiding yourself into the airport, don't cancel the IFR too early, kind of like what I just did. Because now that you've cancelled the IFR, you won't have the boxes guiding you in. So make sure you've got eyes on the runway before you do that. Otherwise, you are going to be on your own. But luckily, I can actually see the runway. I'll show you guys. It's right there. You see it?
We'll start our descent soon to Isbell Field. We expect to land in a few minutes. It's currently 11:55 and temperature is -1 degree Celsius in Fort Payne.
Right
on behalf of our captain, thank you for choosing Radiant Airways today. We wish you a pleasant stay in Fort Payne, and we hope to see you again very soon.
Try and get ourselves lined up with this runway a little bit. Watching our speed. We want to be at about 150 knots.
For Alpha and Niner traffic, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 906 Heavy is on final.
Flaps down.
Runway 22 to land for Alpha Niner.
Watching our speed. Getting lined up nicely with the runway. Whoa, a bit of wind. We've got a headwind of, what's that, 7 to 10 knots. Yep, definitely we do. 150 knots, holding. I'm on the Hotas 4. Thrustmaster rudder pedals. All manual work. Ease off the thrust. Ease off the power. Center the rudder pedals. All wing work. No power.
Altitude.
We will have speed brakes on, off, on, down, flaps up, speed brakes off, braking hard. Beautiful. Anyone who says that you can't skip career mode flights, clearly you can. You just got to get to your altitude first. Alright, let's get this parked up. And don't skip anything else. Just skip the main flight. Do all the taxiing, all the takeoff, all the landing, but just skip the main flight and you're golden. You'll still pick up the same amount of money. Beautiful. Let's clean the plane up. Let's get landing lights
For
off.
Alpha and Niner traffic, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha, Victor Niner 6 Heavy is taxiing to parking for Alpha Niner. Dear passengers, welcome to Isbell Field. Local time is 8:55. For your safety, the captain has requested that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until we come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Please make sure you take all your belongings with you when you get off. On behalf of the entire company, we would like to thank you for choosing Radiant Airways. We look forward to seeing you again and wish you a pleasant stay in Fort Bay.
Must be a good feeling for the wealthy sometimes when they pull into these airports and they're clearly in the most expensive plane at the airport. Hmm. The life of the wealthy. Perfect.
Great flight. This airline's pretty good. I'll consider flying with them again.
And that is how you do quick flights in career mode. You don't have to do the full thing. Yes, sir. How was that landing? Better than I thought it was. See, so people would try to say that you can't skip career mode, or if you do, you don't get the full whack. Clearly, they don't know what they're talking about. The only thing you don't get is full money for not skipping, but that's only because you skip the full flight. But if you do everything else and only skip the flight, you'll still get maximum money, and you still get no skip bonus as well. So for anyone who doesn't play it that much because they're like they can't be bothered to do a 5 hour flight, you don't have to. Just do all the taxiing, do the takeoff, do the landing, and skip the main part of the flight, and you'll still get the payout. Yes, sir. I should mention that as well, actually, because I only realized today that if you go across onto component categories and you click on it and go to details, you actually see more information, which is something I only realized today, if I'm honest, after having the game since uh, pre-release. So I had it like the week before it came out. I only just realized if you click on it, you can actually see more detail. Didn't know that before. Hmm. I need to buy an aircraft for this. If you stay up to date with all of your planes, they don't get expensive to run. So I tend to just keep up to date with them. Alright, where are we? Where did we just go to? Yeah, but there's no missions out of that actual airport. Hmm. Hmm. Where are they going? Elliot. An area I haven't been to. Hmm. What about the airport next to it? Where are they going? Telluride. Just went there. Aspen. Haven't been to that airport. Yeah. Cool. Aspen. Let's go to Aspen. Alright, let's do another flight with this plane, shall we? Get the fuel topped up. And let's just have a look at this. Again, we're not doing the full flight, we're just going to do the taxi, takeoff, first waypoint, skip the main part of the flight, and then we'll do the landing taxi shutdown. Okay, so they've actually done a decent flight plan for once. Interesting. Look at these mountains. That's what I remember Aspen for being, very mountainous. Okay. All right.
Captain, we're ready. Can we start boarding? SAV-69 parking 4 for ground service. Ready to embark passengers.
All right, let's get this plane set up. Alrighty, let's do it.
Quick favor, Captain. I'm expected in Aspen ASAP, so if you'd speed it up a bit, I'd appreciate it.
What's our altitude here? 35,000, apparently.
Redstone Tower, LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy IFR to Aspen. Ready to copy.
LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy
34.
is cleared to Aspen Airport, as filed. Runway tree 5. Climb and maintain flight level tree 40. Departure frequency is 120.8. Squawk 0476.
Any discontinuities? Click on the waypoint after the discon. Click on the discon. Execute, and now you should have a flawless flight plan.
Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy. Did you copy?
I did copy, sir. Right, that is set. First waypoint should be Wilder.
As filed, runway tree 5. Climb and maintain flight level tree 40. Departure frequency is 120.8.
Correct.
Squawk 0476. LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy.
Wonderful. We'll have pilot seat on, wing lights on.
LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy. Readback is correct. Contact ground on 126.905 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Hi, team. Ready to leave for Aspen? I see you're already getting everything prepped for our passenger, Mr. Higgins. We expect all of you to provide him with the best of service. I know I can count on you. Have a nice trip.
Right, feet on the rudder pedals. And we are ready to go.
Redstone ground, LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy with Sierra. Ready to taxi, IFR. LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy. Taxi to and hold short of runway tree 5 via taxiway. Contact tower on 126.905 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway tree 5 using taxiway. LCF-74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy.
We'll taxi a little bit wider because that looks a bit too close to those planes. So we'll taxi out here a little bit.
Sir, welcome on board flight SAV-69 with service from Aspen to Aspen. We'll be shortly in line for takeoff. Please fasten your seatbelts and secure all baggage underneath your seat, and to make sure your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff. Please switch all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones, to airplane mode. This is a non-smoking flight. Thank you for choosing Radiant Airways. Enjoy your flight. Redstone Tower, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy at runway tree 5, ready for departure. IFR to Aspen.
Let's double check. Altitude set.
LCF 74
Nav
Sierra
turned
Alpha Victor
on.
6 9er Heavy. Altimeter
Vertical
2
speed
9er
on.
96.
Vertical
Cleared for
nav
takeoff
on.
runway tree 5.
What's up?
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 5. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor
Nope, that
6
should be
9er
enough
Heavy.
runway. Alright.
Sir, this is First Officer McShane speaking. Estimated flight time to Aspen is 2 hours 13 minutes. We remind you to keep your seatbelt fastened. Thank you for your attention, and let's have a great
Should
flight.
be enough runway.
B1, rotate.
Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Follow the flight
LCF
path.
74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy contact Memphis Center on 120.8. Good day.
120.8 for LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy.
Still hand flying. I'll hand fly it up to about 10,000 feet before I turn on
Memphis
autopilot.
Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy is at 3,000 climbing flight level tree 40.
Cool, we're only going to
LCF 74 Sierra
34,000,
Alpha
so
Victor 6 9er Heavy, Memphis Center, altimeter 29906. Radar contact continue.
flaps up. Still hand flying. Right, 10,000 feet, autopilot going on. Feet off the rudder pedals. And now it's all plane. Just keeping my eye on the speed, bringing back the thrust. Let's bring this nose up a bit now as well. Alright, we're on our way to Aspen. Passengers are free. Seatbelt slides on. Landing lights off. Wilder first waypoint. Check. 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 Pulling back on the thrust a little bit. Still watching this part of the screen, this part here. CRU is cruise. And then CLB is climb. And self-explanatory, TO is takeoff. So we want to keep it in CLB. But as we do that, watch the speed. Which tells me I can bring the nose up a bit more. So let's bring the nose up. Just waiting for these numbers here to start flashing. The biometric numbers, which it is now. Beautiful. When that starts to flash, we'll press the bio button, which will set it to standard, kind of like what you do on the Airbus. In fact, exactly like what you do on the Airbus.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6-9er, heavy contact Memphis Center on 125.85. Good day.
Going to 125.85. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6-9er heavy. Memphis Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6-9er heavy is at flight level 195.
What's the wind
climbing flight
direction?
level tree 40.
71 knot headwind.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6-9er heavy Memphis Center. Radar contact continue.
almost at our signed altitude of 30, what was it, 34,000. In this plane, you can't, nothing works. You can't touch nothing in the back here. Pause. But in some of the other planes, you can play with the seat trays and the window glides and all of these different things.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er, heavy contact Memphis Center on 120.8. Good day. 120.8 for LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er heavy. Memphis Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er heavy is at flight level tree 15, climbing flight level tree 40.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er heavy, Memphis Center, radar contact continue.
Altitude.
1,000 feet away from our sound altitude, and then I can skip to descent. All right.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er heavy. Maintain present altitude. Expect localizer runway 15 approach via Jax transition. Clear to a Jax.
Captain, we are at 50% of tank.
Climb and maintain 14,000
Let's
expect.
get autopilot
Localizer
off.
runway 15 approach via a Jax transition.
Get your
Clear to
eye
Jax.
on the
LCF 74
runway.
Sierra Alpha Victor 6
Remember what I
9er
said in
heavy.
the last flight. Get your eye on the runway before you cancel the IFR, because these
LCF 74
boxes will
Sierra
disappear.
Alpha Victor 6 9er heavy. Contact Aspen Tower on 118.85 when inbound on the approach.
Aspen, very mountainous, right? Clear onto your approach.
Tower on 118.85. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha
Lead all the
Victor
speed off.
6 9er heavy.
If you're wondering how am I zooming in and out, I changed my buttons on the control pad. I hold triangle and press left to zoom out and right to zoom in on the D-pad while holding triangle. Those are not default
LCF
settings.
74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er heavy, Aspen Tower. Altimeter tree 040, cleared localizer runway 15 approach.
It looks like, because this is a IFR landing, the boxes ain't gonna disappear.
Approach. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy.
Alright, we'll have gear down.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy. Wind 121 at tree. Clear to land runway 15.
Clear to land runway 15. LCF
Flaps
74 Sierra
15.
Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy.
Just get rid of that, I don't need that no more. We've got 5 whites as well as a plane landing in front of us. No, the sim is going to tell us to go around. We won't be doing that. Look at how low that plane is in front of us. Using the rudders. Lined up nice. Bit of speed. 1 red. Again, I'm using the Pape lights ahead of me.
Aspen Tower, Pilatus November 65 November Golf, 7 miles north. Inbound localizer runway 15 approach.
Oh, there's a Pilatus landed
Pilatus
behind
November
us.
65 November Golf, Aspen Tower. Altimeter tree 0 tree 8. Cleared localizer runway 15 approach.
Using these rudder pedals, a bit windy.
Cleared localizer runway 15 approach.
Whoa,
Pilatus 5
whoa.
November Golf.
Still a bit too high. Use the rudder pedals, bring yourself in. 120 landing.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy go around.
There is no chance of us going round.
SkyWest 5444. Turn next taxiway.
Speed brake. Down we go. Speed brake off. Flaps up. Braking hard. Beautiful. And welcome to Aspen.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy. Please acknowledge.
Alright.
SkyWest
There's a Pilatus
5444.
landing behind
Turn
us.
next taxiway.
Wonderful.
Aspen ground. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy. Request taxi to parking.
This is where all the billionaires come to play. Aspen. This is their airport. Where all the billionaires and millionaires
LCF
come to
74
play, mate.
Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy. Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha Tree Alpha.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha Tree Alpha. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 6 9er Heavy. Sir, welcome to Aspen Pick & Co. /sorry. Local time is 8:29. For your safety, the captain has requested that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until we come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Please make sure you take all your belongings with you when you get off. On behalf of the entire company, we would like to thank you for choosing Radiant Airways. We look forward to seeing you again and wish you a pleasant stay in Aspen.
Great flight, this airline's pretty good. I'll consider flying with them again.
And there you go. Again, for anyone who says that you can't skip career mode flights and get the full money, you can. I'm just trying to get to an Airbus. I need 100 million to get an Airbus in career mode. Perfect. Beautiful. Look at that. Right, that's Aspen opened up now as well. That's another airport unlocked. And there's missions coming out of Aspen as well. Interesting. Should I do this flight? Where's it going to? Memphis. Kansas. These are areas I've not unlocked before, so let's unlock Memphis, shall we? Memphis or Kansas? Where shall we unlock? Memphis or Kansas? Either way, I'm not doing a full flight anyway. Let's unlock Memphis. $7,000 to transfer the plane. Let's get some fuel.
Captain. We'll begin boarding on your command. Ground service. This is flight SAV 59.
Hello, Captain.
32. Clear to start passenger boarding.
What's the altitude? 45? I don't think so. We'll go to 41,000 feet for this one. Wait for that to load.
Hi, team. Ready to leave for Memphis? I see you're already getting everything prepped for our passenger, Mr. Cowan. We expect all of you to provide him with the best of service. I know I can count on you. Have a great flight.
41 has loaded. You see it's changed. 41,000 feet. Let's send that to air traffic control and the plane. That's fine. Back to the map. No. Execute what we just sent, so we've executed that. Now we go to legs. There's a discon there. You see the discontinuity, so we go to the next page. Click on the waypoint after. Go back one page. Click on the discon. Execute. That has now sorted out the flight plan. Beautiful. First waypoint is... First waypoint is... KK. Yep. Check. Let's get the lights on. Taxi lights. Computer lights. Right, we are good to go. Feet on rudder pedals. Double check this. Yes. Map on. Yes. Let's go. Whoa.
Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie traffic. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy
Flap set
is
to
taxiing
15.
to runway 6. Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie.
Alright, let's go unlock Memphis. Never been there in this game. Let's go unlock that airport,
Dear
shall we?
passengers, welcome on board flight SAV 59 with service from Memphis to Memphis. We'll be shortly in line for takeoff. Please fasten your seatbelts and secure all baggage underneath your seat. And to make sure your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff. Please switch all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones, to airplane mode. This is a non-smoking flight. Thank you for choosing Radiant Airways. Enjoy your flight.
February 6th. One day before my birthday. Interesting.
Taxi speeds too high, Captain. We should throttle back.
I can't wait for the marketplace to open on the PlayStation. You're gonna have all the options for real world liveries, updates for AI planes that are parked, so they've got all real liveries and real airlines. It's gonna be interesting. Career mode's gonna get an update, so hopefully you'll be able to pick different liveries for your planes when you're buying them. All those kind of things that we don't have as yet. In case you're wondering, all of these flights are live weather and live traffic, so we don't fly with nothing else, really. Everything's live.
Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie traffic. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 Niner Heavy. Taking off runway 6. East departure. Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie. Dear passengers, this is First Officer Lynch speaking. Estimated flight time to Memphis is 1 hour 50 minutes. We remind you to keep your seatbelt fastened. Thank you for your attention, and let's have a great flight.
Everything's set. Nav on. Yep. Alright. A W on that mountain. Interesting. Rolling start again. 50% power. Full thrust for takeoff. Let's go. V1.
Rotate.
Beautiful. V2, positive right, clear up.
Denver Center, LCF 74 Sierra
Flaps
Alpha
up.
Victor 5 Niner Heavy is type Cessna C25C. 1 miles northeast of Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie, 8100. Request flight following.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha
Still hand
Victor
flying.
5 Niner Heavy, Denver Center. Squawk 6151.
Squawk 6151. LCF
Oh, there's a plane underneath us right there.
Victor 5 Niner Heavy.
Cessna Niner Charlie Bravo. You can cancel IFR. Continue VFR to your destination. American 2808. Maintain present altitude.
Still hand flying.
Roger. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 Niner Heavy.
Maintain present altitude. American 2808.
Denver Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 Niner Heavy. 7 miles east of Charlie Delta 12. 15,600. Request IFR to Mike 01. Ready to copy.
Autopilot going on now.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 Niner Heavy is clear to Mike 01 Airport as filed. Squawk 6151.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 Niner Heavy
LCF
cleared to
74
Mike
Sierra
01
Alpha
Airport
Victor
as filed.
5 Niner
Squawk
Heavy.
6151.
Read back correct. Radar contact 17,800. Turn left heading 090. Proceed on course, climb, and maintain flight level 410.
Turn left heading 090. Proceed on course. Climb and maintain flight level
Blue
410.
numbers flashing.
LCF
Press the
74
bio
Sierra
button.
Alpha Victor
Set to
5
standard.
Niner Heavy.
Still in climb mode. Let's bring this nose up a bit. America's such a big place, man. Such a big place. Alright, let's get to our assigned altitude, shall we? And then once we get there, we'll skip.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 9er, heavy contact Denver Center on 119.85. Good day.
Going to 119.85. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 9er heavy. Denver Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 9er heavy is at flight level 285, climbing flight level 410.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 9er heavy, Denver Center. Radar contact. Continue. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 5 9er heavy contact Denver Center on 128.375. Good day. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy. Acknowledge last transmission. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy. Please acknowledge. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy. Did you hear my last transmission?
Going to 128.375. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy. Denver Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy is passing flight level tree 75, climbing flight level 410.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy, Denver Center, radar contact, continue.
Altitude.
It does make you wonder when you see planet Earth from this vantage point, how it is people are homeless. There are no space to build new homes for human beings to have shelter. And it does make you wonder when you look at how much land unoccupied there is on this planet. But apparently there's too many humans on the planet. It does make one think for a second when you're at this vantage point looking at planet Earth. How could that be? Would be the question. It is what it is, I guess. Right, let's skip to descent. We didn't even get to the first waypoint. I think this will be the last one as well. I just wanted to showcase to people that you can skip the journeys during career mode. You just gotta make sure you do the vital parts like the landings and takeoffs. The taxiing.
LCF 74 Sierra.
Fuel gauge reads 50%, Captain.
Right, so you see how
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy Contact Memphis Center on 118.625. Good day.
see it now. I think this is one where we're gonna cancel the IFR, so the boxes might disappear.
118.625 for LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy.
Yep, cancel IFR.
Memphis Center, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy is at 2,900 climbing flight level 410.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy. Memphis Center, altimeter to 2994. Radar contact. Continue to VAGD.
Cancel IFR. I can see the runway
Memphis
from
Center,
here.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy would like to cancel IFR.
IFR cancelled.
LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy. IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
See, and now the box is gone because now we're going VFR, which is Visual Flight Plan. Alright, so let's do it. I can see the runway anyway.
Mike 01 traffic, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy, 6 miles north, 1900,
Autopilot.
inbound to land, runway 17, Mike 01.
Autopilot disengaged.
We'll start our descent soon to Gent, Spain. We expect to land in a few minutes. It's currently 12:13 and temperature is 8 degrees Celsius in Memphis. On behalf of our captain,
8 degrees
thank you for
Celsius
choosing
in
Radiant
Memphis,
Airways
huh?
today. We wish you a pleasant
Gears
stay
going
in
down.
Memphis, and we hope to see you again very soon.
We are very high. And very fast. Let's put the speed brakes on. Bleed off some of this speed.
Mike 01 traffic, LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy is on final. Runway 17 to land, Mike 01.
Speed brake off. Flaps at 15. More speed brake because we are very high. Speed brake off. 130 knots ain't bad. Very small runway. Whoa, very windy. Not lined up. Speed brakes. And we are down. Speed brake off. Flaps up. But that was a bit of a clench your bottom time. Pause. Wait, let's get this stopped, shall we? There you go. Nice. Welcome to, where are we? Memphis. Indeed.
Mike 01 traffic. LCF 74 Sierra Alpha Victor 59er Heavy is taxiing to parking. Mike 01.
Well, yeah, I think this will be the last video. Just wanted to show 1 or 2 bits of my journey to 100 million. Trying to get this Airbus. And also to show that you don't have to do the full flight if you don't want to. Just as long as you do the main bits, the taxi and takeoff, descent. Shut down, start up, and you speak to air traffic control when necessary. You'll still get the full payout, as you've been seeing in this stream. There we go now. So this is obviously not Memphis, the main airport. This is just one of the local regional ones. What, an hour, 2 hours? We've racked up what, 7 million? Something like that. So if you are going to do career mode like this, my advice is to pick flights that are really long. That way you get big payouts.
Glad we've arrived.
And skip the main
even managed
parts
to
of
catch
the
some
flight.
shut-eye, and I'm not usually a fan of flying.
Perfect. And I think I will end the stream here. But yeah, this is just a showcase. As you can see, you don't have to do the full flights. You can skip and still get full payouts, full rating. As long as you land smoothly, take off smoothly, etc. There you go. Yeah, we'll end it here, but I'll do another stream where I'm doing exactly this. We'll just do some quick flights, skipping the main parts, the cruise part of the flights, and then yeah, trying to get to that 100 million, get that Airbus. Birthday stream tomorrow. Yes, sir.